Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Orphan Last, aka Skylar Madison, and today I have a thumbnail that I'm working on. I need a little bit more time to work on the main content of the week, and so I'm providing you guys with this video. Not that this video is bad or anything, because I'm introducing a new mascot that my Orphan Last mascot can interact with. But ultimately, the main content of the week, or at least what I consider to be the main content of the week, I'm working on something that would normally take me about 3 weeks to do, and I'm trying to get it done in 1 week, and add on top of that, I need to edit it all together. I need to get my voiceover timed up perfectly with what's going on the screen, and that's a time-consuming process, and I'm feeling a little bit sleep-deprived, and I hope that I do not fall asleep, because I at least want that video to come out on Sunday. So the new mascot, as you can see to the left here, you can see this silhouette sort of character, and the reason why this character is a silhouette is because whenever I think about the character, I think of an abstract thought, a humanoid that's an abstract thought, and that's basically you guys. Whenever you see that silhouette character, it's the audience mascot, and whenever you see that on a thumbnail or what have you, you know that it's a video where I'm going to be interacting with the audience in some way, whether in full or in part. And I think that this is something that could become part of my channel's identity, where there could be like this interesting dynamic between my mascot and your mascot, just kind of illustrating the relationship and the friendship that you and I have, basically. We guys. What we guys have. I need to speak more gooder. But anyways, so, so this kind of brings me to my next point. So, since my next video, the main content of the week is going to be a video about me interacting with you guys, or at least one of you guys, basically, I have a friend that's also a subscriber. We talk semi-frequently, and she's about 18, 19 years old, somewhere around that range, and she's one of those sorts of artists that I describe inside of the Teach Me to Draw series as one of those people that's been drawing for a really long time and still hasn't quite reached that next level. So, I'm going to be offering a critique of her work because that's what she asked for. She showed me her latest and greatest masterpiece and asked me for a critique. And, I just like to say a few things, I guess, about that. First and foremost, she has already established that she wants to become a professional artist or animator, and, and she's 19 years old, so factoring in all of this together, the critique, it can't, some people may look at the image and say, oh, well, she just needs to be encouraged, and, I understand that. I've been bouncing around the ideas, and yes, everything that I would love to do is to just do nothing but encourage, and the problem is like, when you ask for a critique, you're asking a person, can you find everything that's wrong with this image and tell me what's wrong and how I can do better in the future, so I make sure that these things don't wind up being in my future images. That's ultimately what a critique is, by nature. And so, my goal isn't to be harsh, it's not to be mean or anything like that, it's to give an honest critique to a 19-year-old girl that wants to do this professionally. So I do kind of feel as though she has a big learning curve that she has to learn in a short period of time, and so that's the reason why I'm going to address each and every single thing in the video that's going to be the main content of of the week. The video that's going to be the main content of the week. I'm sorry, I'm having difficulty speaking because, like I said, I'm sleep deprived at the moment. So, but it's going to be a pretty dang good video where I'm giving constructive criticism, because it's not just criticism, it's also constructivism. At least that I don't know if that's an actual term, but it should be, where it's encouragement in the sense that I'm going to be redrawing her picture, and color and all, kind of demonstrating how would a professional artist approach drawing that exact same picture. And so that's ultimately it. So the beginning of that video, it's going to be, I can totally picture it being somewhat discouraging, but the whole rest of the video, which is going to be the overwhelming majority of the video, where I'm going to be actually drawing the image and kind of explaining my thought process throughout, the actual drawing process, I'm hoping that will become the most encouraging bit. Now, on the screen right now, you're watching me like freehand curvilinear perspective. Now, when I first introduced curvilinear perspective on my channel, inside of the curvilinear perspective playlist, by the way, I mentioned that I most enjoy drawing curvilinear perspective freehand. Now, the primary reason why I've been using the assistant tool for so long is primarily because it's easy to use to teach. People are able to see exactly what's going on inside of the image. Whereas when you're doing it freehand, it's more intuitive, and you just have to know that even though the grid is off the page, or a lot of it is off the page, it's still there, and you have to conceptualize how it works rather than having the software do a little bit of the thinking for you, if that makes sense. And so this is the first time that you guys have seen me freehand curvilinear perspective, and in the video that's going to be the the main content of the week, I'm going to be explaining my thought process in freehanding a curvilinear perspective image, and it's a dang good image. I actually prefer drawing this way. Another thing that's kind of interesting about this thumbnail is that you look at this image after you see what it is that I draw inside of the video of the main content of the week. You might realize that this background inside of this thumbnail is the exact same background that I draw in that video that's about to come out. Only that it's from a completely different camera angle. And I just kind of like that idea, and it's kind of trippy. This image is just ever so slightly trippy, because here we have the audience mascot showing the Orphan Last mascot a picture of the scene that they are currently standing in. I don't know if I'm making any sense. You guys will just have to watch the video if I'm not making sense, and hopefully, I don't know. You guys don't necessarily have to understand what I'm talking about right now, but if you're able to figure it out and decode whatever the hell it is that I'm saying, then I think you guys will actually really appreciate it. Now, of course, there's little tiny details missing inside of the thumbnail image. There's only so much that I'm willing to do in order to put so much detail into an image that's going to be a thumbnail. That's just going to take a very tiny bit of real estate on the computer screen and all that. But even still, obviously, I'm putting in a lot of detail. A lot more than what most YouTubers put into their thumbnails and such like that. And so here's the final image for the thumbnail on the screen right now. The camera movements are kind of weird here. I'm kind of experimenting with some editing software. Vegas Movie Studio Platinum was a complete and total failure. So I'm just working with what I got and just experimenting with different editing software, at least for right now. Anyways, guys, that pretty much concludes it for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And if you guys would like to get more notifications from me, feel free to click on the bell or go ahead and follow me on Twitter. A link is supplied in the video description below. If you guys would like to see more of my content, feel free to click on anything that's appearing on the screen right now. Thank you very much for your time.